Hello and welcome to another episode of the Complete Agent Podcast, where each week we talk all things estate agency. My name is David Warburton, and as ever I'm joined by my colleagues Ian Storey and James Kendall. Lads, how's your week been? Let's go to you, Ian Storey.
My week has been very good. So
just before you start, We're recording this on a Tuesday, so it's a little bit earlier, so our week has not been as long.
This is true. However, I'm going to class my week as the last 4 days.
Okay.
5 days. So we had our first Complete Agent Mastermind in Birmingham last week, which is brilliant. But then as I got into bed in Birmingham, I had a message from a guy that wanted to arrange a viewing on our £2.85 million listing. So highest ever property, £2.85 million.
Excellent.
We put it on. It's a beauty, 26-acre equestrian place, really desirable village, lovely house, and the clients are really well connected, and we beat all the usual suspects and local agents. It was a great listing, but we had no inquiries on it for 10 days, which I expected because it's a very highly priced home. Anyway, this guy messages, "Hello, I'd like to book a viewing with a view to making an offer," is what he said.
Nice.
Like, okay, this can't be. I thought this isn't going to work. There's something not right here. Anyway, got him in Friday morning, did the viewing. He said, I think I'm probably going to offer. I'll come back to you. An hour later, sent me a text. I love these people at this end. Sent me a text. He offered 2.45, he's not 2.85. So there's quite a big gap. Anyway, we managed to get him up quite a lot, and we've agreed a sale. So that was good. Then the next day, and that was on the Saturday, then another property we sold at 1.1, another 2% listing. That's not been on the market very long. And then yesterday, Monday, we sold 3 properties, basically. 2 at nearly 500, 1 at 700. And then today I've got a second viewing on 1 at 900, where they've already said they love it and they're probably going to offer. So, I would say things are good. Things are very busy. I'm up at 5 a.m, doing a bit of work before the kids get up, then working during the day, really trying to keep my weekends free. So working hard during the week, keeping weekends free. I quite like to do that if I can. But, lads, I really can't complain because I know there's agents around the country who are struggling for listings. We are the exact opposite, really. Sometimes I wish we had a few less listings, which might sound daft, but I'm sure you can both appreciate what I mean.
What about you, JK?
Yeah, to be honest, more the same. We've had a good start to the month. We've agreed we have 4 sales at the moment, which doesn't sound amazing, but we've got a lot in the pipeline happening. I feel like we've sold quite a lot of the stuff that was kind of sticking around. Few decent price realignments as well. That just getting stuff down by 5% seems to just unlock it. And it then tends to sell for kind of pretty much not far on where it should be. Couple of good take-ons this week. Came back today. I spent all day at one of our bigger listings at 2.25 today. Staging, styling, photography, videography, chasing the weather, which has just been an absolute pain in the arse at the moment, to be honest. It's just been absolutely painful. But in general, everything's good, busy in the right way. We've gone from, we had like 35 available now on the market to only 29 available, which is a result of obviously more sales. We've got a shed load in the pipeline. We just can't get it photographed quick enough. And some of the bigger stuff, as you know, just takes an age because you can't do it when it's peeing down outside. And inevitably, my big listing that I mention every week, due to cloud cover, has now been put back again.
It doesn't exist, mate. I'm not having it.
It doesn't. I'm lying. You got me. So, yeah, hopefully one day that'll happen. I mean, it's a beautiful house. I love that house to bits. But, yeah, it's just really frustrating, to be honest. But, I can't complain. Busy in the right way. Plenty of vows still coming in. I mean, it's, if anything, dare I say it, sometimes we're too busy. But, it's a nice problem to have at the end of the day. I would rather be too busy than scratching around trying to find stuff to do. And also still buzzing off the back of the Mastermind meetup last week, to be honest. Great to meet people that had joined in the flesh and have a good chat with people. And one thing I really loved, I won't mention them by name, but there's one person in particular that kind of came into, I think, the Mastermind almost a little bit like rabbit in the headlights to a degree, with some stuff really kind of lacking confidence. And then to speak to them after the Mastermind, and again, just speak to them again recently, they're a completely different person, energized, refreshed, full of confidence, full of enthusiasm. And I get a real buzz out of that. I've got to be honest. It gives me a real buzz.
I think in the past when I've attended stuff like this, and obviously we're very fortunate now, and I'm grateful to be working with you guys and doing our own, but when we've attended these sorts of things in the past, I've often gone there feeling a little bit flat and lots on my plate and thinking, I could really do without this week. And you attend and you come away and you do get that buzz, don't you? Because there's always other people in the room that are having similar problems or having other successes, and you think, you know what, you just need to get through it because it's a real roller coaster of an industry, isn't it? You can be up and down, and going off the back of what you're both saying there about being busy, I'm feeling the same. And it's fantastic. There's almost a kind of a make hay while the sun shines type thing. I always used to say that to the guys, because you will get your quieter moments in the year. And especially when you're a business owner, it doesn't matter how long you've been doing the job, and you know that, like, for example, Christmas is a quieter period. Still never makes you not like feel a little bit nervous when the diaries are empty, doesn't it? That's how it's weird how it works, but you've just got to trust the process and keep going. My week, lads, I've had a good week as well. Since Thursday, obviously still on a high from the Mastermind last week. It was fantastic. I've picked up 3 new instructions. I'm hoping 4 since last week, which is nice. Some good listings. I actually went to a valuation today that I was really pleased about. It was a textbook, not on the market letter valuation. So that's obviously for people listening, a valuation where somebody's received our not on the market letter. And they pretty much told me everything that you want to hear from this type of letter. And it was, first thing, we've been thinking about moving sort of early next year, but when I received your letter, you mentioned in it about getting market ready in the good weather months. So we're not actually thinking of moving until probably March next year, but what you said resonated with us. So we'd like to have, basically wanted to get you out, hear what your thoughts were on the house, and if you're open to it, get us market ready for going on the market early next year. They pay a marketing fee, so you even if you go ahead and do all that, you're not out of pocket, of course. And it's a listing in the bag for either later in the year or early next year. And the good thing about those market-ready properties as well is that when you get people registering on your books, or you know somebody that's perfect for that house, you can still do off-market viewings as well, can't you? So that was really good. And she also said that we get lots of mail through the post from estate agents, and yours is the only one that was different. So it was just a textbook thing, and I've signed that up today, and I'm really, really pleased with how that one went. And I've also had a couple of reels on social media go viral. What would you class as viral?
Millions.
Oh, get lost. So it's not gone viral then.
So Dave has got 20 views on one TikTok, and he's basically thinking about signing a book, having a book signing.
Exactly that. It's relevant because I think that you should do them. Obviously, we, as you know, boys, we do quite cinematic video tours, presenter-led video tours, all 3 of us, that is, and we really encourage our members to do the same. So we always do those. But the engagement that I get just from the walkthrough reels of the houses has been really, really good in the local groups and stuff like that. So I did 2 last week, and both of them have had now over 200,000 views. Which is obviously massive, and I'm getting loads of traction, and I'm getting people booking viewings. So it's probably my most successful pre-launch, I would say, for one particular property. I put it out on social media last week. It quickly got some following, and I think we've got 9 viewings lined up for that house, and we've not even got all the photographs back yet. That's just off a reel. So it's just well worth doing, and keep doing them and getting them out there. And obviously you pick up a following So that's been quite an interesting thing for me this week. I know you
I
do
did a
well.
live. Sorry to interrupt. I did a live yesterday when I was at a property that we've got, and I had 3 people comment on it, asking about it. So I think that there's lots of things extra above and beyond Rightmove and your own database and your own website and boards that you can be doing. And lives are great, aren't they? Lives are really good for that. Like you said, the reels, we do reels for pretty much every listing as well, like a quick walk around. Me and Holly have been today to do on a property where it's sticking a little bit. We've been to do a live, and we've filmed a sort of more of a detailed me talking about the property walk around that we're going to put onto Insta and Facebook as well. And those more sort of raw, real, REAL, those more sort of raw and real type videos, I think get really, really good engagement on social.
Yeah, I think they do. They're an easier watch for people, aren't they? I mean, obviously it attracts a lot of the crap comments as well. You get some of that.
Of course.
Depending on where it is. You find that, like, for example, I launched one on TikTok last week, and it, again, it's had loads of views, but you get the odd comment, and you just laugh them off, don't you? But the Facebook groups are always really great. I mean, similarly to you now, Ian, I've had a message come through in the last hour from somebody who's watched my live video today. So I'm putting a new house on the market, Hazel Hall Farm. It's in like 8 acres, really nice place. I did a live. I've shared that live into all the local groups, and that's picking up traction now. It's been viewed hundreds and hundreds of times in the space of a couple of hours. And I've actually had 2 leads from it. One rang our office, and Pauline messaged me about it saying, "Can you give her a ring?" And then I've had one. Somebody WhatsApp me directly, and obviously our WhatsApp's linked to our Facebook page. So they do work. And it's one of those things where it's not even just about it working and generating leads. What are we all in it for here? We're here to sell houses and, in the eyes of the vendor, do a great job and get more listings. And I think if people are seeing you doing this and they are thinking about selling their houses, they're going to think, these guys are on it. They're not just relying on sticking an advert on Rightmove to do things.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's good for future clients who see you. It's also good for your existing client as well. When we've talked about client retention in the past, if you're doing these sorts of things. So with this one I went to today, we had to book it in with the client. She said, my cleaner's there on a Tuesday, so Tuesday's a great day to go. So we booked it in. The client was out, so the cleaner let us in, helped us get all the doors open, the lights on and stuff. So the client seeing that, us doing that, seeing that on Facebook, it really helps to retain them, because obviously not every property sells straight away. So you've got to do your best, and you definitely shouldn't be tying people into a long contract. So you've got to do your best to show the client that you're on it all the time. Lots of different touch points that we talk about all the time. But these reels are brilliant. And not just a reel, any sort of little video like this you can do on social is really good for all those different reasons.
Yeah, and it's I think that's the key. Any video, like if I'm at a property and I've got a few minutes and I'm not actually doing something, so the photographers are doing something, I've done my bit. Don't just go. Maybe pick up some stuff. If the house is being set up, or get some photographs of the photographers showing what you do. Show all the work that goes into it, because people do really like that. One of the best bits of feedback, I don't know whether you're the same, Ian, but I get this one today, for example. They've got a really lovely house. It's about 3,000 square feet, stunning back garden, and they've not sold a house for 20 years. So, when I'm doing my pitch and I'm talking about how we help get the house prepared, they absolutely love that. They just don't realise that it's a thing. And we like to showcase that as often as we can, and just show that this is what goes into it. We're not just coming around to your house and taking a load of photographs on an iPhone or even an SLR camera. There's a lot more prep goes into it. I think you and I both know that a big house, when you put a house on the market, it's 4 or 5 hours. It's not it's not in and out, is it? So it's all about telling the story.
Yeah,
on your and trying to publicise that.
One thing we're going to do that we're booking at the minute actually is we're going to film. So we're not only going to have the video, doing the video on the day, we're going to film us doing all the setup as well.
Yeah, that's great.
And then you use that. Obviously, we can cut it up into social bits and pieces, but also we can sort of send it out on valuation when you book a valuation.
Yeah,
we can send it out
really
with a QR code to it in the plan. Because when you tell people, I did a val this morning, and I was thinking, I'm not really sure this guy completely gets what I'm saying here. And until they actually see it on the day by which time they've signed and paid the marketing fee, until they actually see it happening, they don't believe what goes into it. These people, they don't understand it.
Well, just let's double down on that point because that leads into fee as well. So if you think about it, if somebody at the moment is struggling to get above 1% or something like that, when I've done a deal, let's just say I'm in a new area, I've done a deal, and we all do. So I've done. Let's just say I've done a 1% deal, and I've really been trying to get into a new area, or I'm up against somebody that sells everything in that area, and it's a kind of case of, well, why would I use you, Dave, when X estate agents down the road selling everything, and you try to justify that I'll get you more, and what we do is totally different than the norm. It's so frustrating once you've agreed that. Let's just say you've agreed that number or that percentage fee, and then you turn up on the day, you do all that work, they see you doing it, and then they go, oh my God, I cannot believe how much effort you go to. And you go, that's why we're 1.5% and 2%. That's why.
And as long as everything goes okay from then on in, they're your biggest fan.
Yeah. The point I wanted to make on that is, to pause at that bit, is if you're not screaming from the rooftops about it, no one will know. So what you want to get from that is everybody to say, use Storeys because they are on it. They've got proper home stylists. They set everything up for you. They take all the photographs. They're dead meticulous. You mentioned the other week, he made me move my cushions or he made me move this. They're proper on it, and it's all about, selling your buyer's next home, not your home. Blah, blah, blah. It's little things like just keep saying it. And I know we take the piss and we are repetitive, but that's what estate agency is. It's about being consistent at the best things that are going to get the best results for your clients and make you stand out. And once you keep doing it, you'll get known for it, and then you can charge the higher fee.
Reputation comes in then. So in the earlier days, but having said that, we've got a great reputation now, but I'm still looking to do that video that I've just discussed with you then. But nevertheless, as your reputation builds, people then tell their friends, you would not believe what they did on that day, John. You wouldn't believe the amount of things they moved. They were there for 3 or 4 hours. He was I've been to loads where I'm hoovering for them, I get them out and I mop it, and they just can't believe you're going to that level. The reputation then builds, and then they'll tell their friends. The house I've been at today doing the live that's sticking a little bit. They came to us off the back of their friends. They were recommended by their friends. So it's a massively important point that.
But if you think about it as well, Ian, right? If you don't tell people what you do, like on social, you're almost resetting every time you go in a val.
Yeah.
Because no one's seeing it. So that thing with the QR code's a great idea, but a lot of we always say it's a marketing mix, so you can't just rely on the letters landing and expecting the phone to ring. You've got to make sure you look the part and you look like what you want to attract. If someone lands on your social media and they're scrolling through it, they want to see you at houses setting them up, and the professional photography and the videography and the quality that you go to, and you can go, right, I get it now. Whereas if you're having to try and justify your fee every single time because you've not been advertising previously, then you're probably going to be struggling a lot of the time. So, I think it's a really, really key point, that. And it kind of, we sort of said we'd talk about a few different topics this week, didn't we? Just for anyone listening, by the way, JK unfortunately has had to shoot off. He's got a home emergency. We're hoping he's going to come back on shortly. So you've only got me and Ian at the moment, the Northerners. In fact, it'll go viral now, won't it? We did say that. The Northerners. So we sort of said there's a few things that keep coming up with our members of the Complete Agent, and we've just actually, before this pod is being recorded, come off our monthly what do we call them? Just monthly catch-up calls. Yeah, we have just so you know, guys, for anybody that who's interested in becoming a member of the Complete Agent, every single month we have a Zoom call where people come on and discuss their issues, and we all. I think we had 10 people on the call then. So people were asking questions about how they can solve this challenge or other things. It's just really good, isn't it? Yeah, really, really good. And some of the same things come up, but equally then something different might come up. So we just thought we'd bounce around and see where we're at. But I think one thing that does regularly come up, and it came up in the Mastermind last week, was people struggling to demonstrate, get to their desired fee level at 1.5% above, I think. Obviously, 2% is always the desire to get to, the top level, I think, and beyond someday. But there's a lot of people struggling with 0.75% and 1% agents. And, you made the point, Ian, quite, I think, how should we put it? You were very, very firm on it. And you're absolutely right. We are all in different ends of the country. Anybody who says, I can't charge that in my area, I think is incorrect. I get it. There's a lot of low fee agents, and at the bottom end of the market, you might have to do deals here and there. I understand that, but there's a way of differentiating yourself from the competition. Mm-hmm. And it's all about how you present and how you look. The first thing you got to do. And obviously these things on social media are really, really important, aren't they?
Yeah, massively important. Yeah, I thought that was a valid point that I made about the different areas of the country, because, as you've said, people talk about fee all the time, and the low-cutting fee agents are everywhere. And I think that because I'm where I am in rural Cheshire, where you are in North Manchester, where James is on the east side, sort of southeast of the country, and also, by the way, where all our members are, and they're sort of spread out across the country, we sort of cover. We're all in very, very different areas, and basically we've all got exactly the same challenges. So it's about how you look, it's about how you come across, isn't it, to your potential clients? That's what's the most important thing. And one of the things that we really highlighted from the Mastermind last week was that most people need to have a look at what they look like.
Yeah. I was actually really pleased to hear a couple of them say that they've gone back, not so much gone back to the drawing board, but they've really focused on that this last week. Yeah,
it's true, yeah. It's true.
It is really important. And
a couple of other things that we just picked up from the Mastermind there, Dave. One thing that I wanted to discuss was time management.
So my name's Mark Worrell. We've got a business called Moving Works in the Northwest. At the top end of the market, I thought we were doing things quite well. What I've realised today is there's a lot of area for improvement. So we've got a lot of actionable key takeaways. For me, if you want to try and grow a high-end brand, you should be seriously considering this.
A couple of other things that we just picked up from the Mastermind there, Dave. One thing that I wanted to discuss was time management. So the amount of times in the last 15 years I've tried to block out my diary and it's not worked because I've not stuck to it is untrue. And it's really a challenge, isn't it? And one thing I said to one of our members was that what we're bringing in for Phil, because obviously Phil's apart from me, Phil's our valuer. So Phil's out of the office more than anyone apart from me. So what we're going to bring back in for Phil is bookending his week. So Monday and Friday in the office. So Monday will be updating every client, because we update every client every week, every Monday. So Phil will update every client every Monday. So he'll update his clients and then hopefully negotiate, pick up any in the office from over the weekend. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be valuations and photos. And then Friday, no appointments, so he can prospect and nurture the people that he's nurturing. And of course, there's always the odd one that will slip into a Monday, Friday that you can't do any other time, especially if it's a really nice house. But to have some sort of structure in, I think will really help Phil. And we used to have that structure in place, but it's just got so busy that it's slipped. So Aidan, who's our ops manager, is going to put that back in place in Phil's diary. So while we're talking about that, something else that resonated with me from another member was she said that unless it's in the diary, it doesn't happen. So one of our other members was saying about how he would like to go out and do more postcards relevant to the properties that are on the market with other agents, giving them marketing advice. And he was saying, I just haven't got the time some weeks. And she was saying, put it in your diary as if it was a valuation. Because if it's in the diary, it should happen.
Yeah. And listen, I'm the last person to be preaching on diary management because my diary has been horrific over the last few weeks and months. But I think that's absolutely true. And we also picked up on booking evaluation. I think I made the point when somebody rings to book a valuation, they never ring up and say, hi, my name's John. I live at 1 Acacia Avenue and I want a valuation on Wednesday at 4 p.m.
No.
They just don't do it. They ring up and say, hi, I'd like to book a valuation. And I think 99 times out of 100, the team member is probably going to say, when would you like the valuation?
Yeah.
Rather than if you have got a bit of structure in your diary, if you deliver it in such a way where it says, that's great, John, no problem, let's take all your details, register it all, get everything down, you've built that good rapport, build rapport before.
Tuesday at 1, Monday at 11.
Exactly that.
Yeah, Thursday at 4, yeah.
Exactly. David's available at those 3 times. Which one's best for you? Oh, I can't do any of those. No problem. Let me go and speak to Dave. And then you can put the phone down and then try and rearrange the diary before you commit. You know, it's easier said than done. I get it. And honestly, if you saw my diary, you'd be laughing at me giving that advice. But it's something that everybody should try and do and get that structure in the diary. Just going back a little bit on sort of getting top end fees and things like that, and not having to try and justify your fee all the time. I think one thing that's you've done it exceptionally well over the years, in particular, Ian, and I've really grown, I feel, in the last sort of 6 to 12 months, is personal brand.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, I know your name is above the door. Mine is kind of. But the thing is, I think on social media posts, I find that I get much more traction when I share something from my personal page. And I used to be bothered about that. I always wanted to split business and personal. And a lot of people listening to this might be the same, thinking the same. I just don't want to mix it. But what I've found over the years is it actually mixes quite well in a estate agency world. And I think one thing I would say is, you know, we always say, take a look at your estate agency and what you want to attract, but what are you posting on social media?
Yeah.
And things like that. Are you relatable? Are you personable?
The posting social media thing is such a valid point. There's one agent I'm thinking of in particular, and I see a lot of the stuff that he's posted, you know, and it's sort of like laddie banter from when you were 23, you know, about going out and getting pissed and
yeah.
And I thought to myself, Jesus, mate, you can't be doing that because your clients will be seeing that. Your potential clients will be seeing that. So with my personal Facebook page now, I don't really do anything personally at all. Everything I do basically is business related. And certainly in the early days, growing it was the best thing I ever did, was putting myself out there on Facebook. Obviously, it helps when your name is the name of the company. Because obviously that's now turned, really. And I don't really do a huge amount now on social media. Maybe I still should, but I don't. And obviously, we've got a successful company with lots of people in it that aren't called Story. But certainly initially, it was the best thing I ever did because it just gave us in recognition for free straight away. Yeah. You know, so it's massively important that. But even if you are, what my point is, even if you are using your personal stuff initially, as I've done, you can grow it to the stage where you don't need to anymore. You know, I don't really do that now.
Yeah, it's great that, and I think that as well, you kind of become an authority, don't you, in that space? So people,
your reputation just grows. You know, we've got loads of boards up now, and loads of stuff on Rightmove, and loads of nice marketing, and loads of people recommending us. So, you know, you trade off your reputation eventually, don't you?
You do, and I think people reach out to you for advice, and even if you can't help them directly, they'll trust what you say. So if you're able to recommend somebody else, there's been plenty where I've just not been able to do anything, and but I've always given them my time and just said, go and speak to such a body, and people like that, and they'll always give you good feedback. So I think, you know, personal brand is really important these days. Yeah. So when we talk about have a look at how you look, we're not probably just, if we think about it, talking about agency. I'll be honest, I probably still get it every so often. A memory will pop up on Facebook, and I'm like, delete that. Yes. Why did I write that in 2012?
I have the same thing, mate. I definitely have the same thing. It'll be a comment about something, an opinion, and I think, what the hell did I put that on?
Yeah, what is the
I just never do that now. But I also think in 2012, Facebook was 4 years old. So, you know, it was very, very different, wasn't it? And we were much less aware of the things, the dangers really now that we are of social media. You know, I think so.
Absolutely,
it was a different world, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, but it's a great way, I think, as well. I wish actually I'd. Obviously, we're talking about a few of the members that we've got in the group are not so much new to the industry, but are now starting their journey mid to high, or completely starting new brands. And I think that's probably something we need to discuss in a bit more detail, because I think you can use your personal brand to grow quite quick. And I know, obviously, it might seem like a really obvious statement, that particularly with the way self-employed agencies going at the moment. But it is really important, isn't it, to be confident and just start giving advice, and also make yourself known in local groups. Yeah,
make yourself known in local groups. That's something I did. I did the local community interviews really early on. So that guy's really well known really quickly. And you want to get yourself known and in the right circles. I know I say it all the time and it makes you laugh, but I'm in with a really good circle of well-to-do middle-aged women. and it's really good.
He's bloody lovely, Ian, isn't he? He's bloody lovely.
Isn't he cheeky on them videos? You don't talk like that. But no, things like that are good because, you can build a relationship with people, have a bit of a laugh, and they get to like and trust you. And I see a few of them now in the pub if we're out or at a restaurant and stuff. And those sort of circles of friends are great. And a lot of them have got nice houses,
and I think it's... Go on, sorry, mate.
I was going to say we've helped a lot of them the other way, like a couple of their charities, and we've done stuff for them. And, so getting yourself out there is massively important. And also you've got to not care what you sound or look like, because
100%.
You do sound like that and you do look like that. And I'm afraid no one can change that. You've just got to deal with it and get on with it, because otherwise someone else will do it. Like I'm still the only agent hit locally, bearing in mind we've been going for 5 years, over 5 years. I'm still the only one that puts myself out there on social media, basically. Which is amazing, isn't it? When you think about our success, no one else has tried to copy us. And my point is, if you don't do it, if there's no one doing it in your area and you don't do it before someone else does.
Yeah, definitely. And I think as well, you've got to think about who your target market is as well, your ideal client, and work back. So it's not just about, what does your ideal client want to see? Do they want to see their estate agent on the piss every weekend, doing laddish behaviour, posting stupid comments about this, that, and the other? I think I do think you've got to be careful sometimes about what you post and understand what it is that you want to use your social media for. If it is just to have a laugh, etc., then fine. But understand that, what am I right, Ian? Do you research some of your clients before you go and see them just to see what they do?
Yeah, I have done that. I don't do it like Kendall does it, but I have done that. Yeah, I probably should do that. I probably should do that more than I do. But
I think with the stuff that's available to you, but if you're doing it, the likelihood is that some clients will be doing it to you as well.
Of course, yeah. The other thing I was going to say there was early on in Storeys, when I started it, we did lettings, and I never want to do lettings ever again. From the past life, I did lettings, but anyway, love or hate them, we did them when we started. And when I look back on our social now, a lot of the videos I was doing was like about landlord-let properties, so buy-to-let deals for landlords. So I was stood outside a 100-grand terrace in not the best area saying you get a good yield on this. Yeah. And I look back now and I think, do you know what? If I was doing that again, I wouldn't do that now, because if I'm trying to attract mid to higher end, they don't want to see me stood outside a lower end property. So, but obviously you learn, and obviously we've done well and stuff, and things are all good now. But maybe I could have had it quicker if I'd have really thought about exactly how I look from the start.
Yeah, look like what you want to attract.
Yeah.
And I think we touched on some stuff about, like I said, the fee objections, losing stuff, And one thing, I made a point in the mastermind that we held last week about telling stories. That's no relation to you, Ian. Actually telling stories about your successes, demonstrating the value that you can add to the client. It sounds, again, like a really simple thing, but really nail it and get good at it. I think from memory we touched on this on the pod last week, so I won't dwell on it too much. But one thing that's really stood me in good stead over the last few years with my conversion, as well as being very statistical and talking about market value in your home and things like that, is getting good at telling stories. I've got a few in my armory that will relate to different types of properties where I have helped that client achieve much more than they were expecting, and I can roll them off the tongue. They're really, really compelling stories, and I tell them with passion, not because I'm making it up, because I genuinely get excited about it. It's a way that I help to affect a sale and help that client move on to their next chapter. If you can get good at telling those stories and how it impacted a client that's in a similar situation, and 99 times out of 100, that is getting more money in the quickest possible time frame, that will also stand you out from the competition. And we talked as well, Ian, about turning the perceived negatives and the perceived that lack of confidence. That there's a particular member I'm thinking of, and I'm sure you'll know, I won't mention the name, but consistently going up against Savills and Fine and Countries, and and big agents like that across the country, or perceived big agents, once they know they are also in the door, their confidence levels drop because they feel that they will use their large network against them and things like that. But actually what we were saying was you should turn the tables and use that as a USP. That is your USP. The fact that you are a smaller agency, the fact that you only have a small team, the fact that they aren't just a number to you, that they are the food on the table for you, that kind of thing. You really need to get that across. That you are better equipped because you can spend more time selling their property.
Yeah, definitely. I've used that loads with clients who are looking at higher end agents as well, successfully. Something else that we're going to give out to members, which was something that we implemented, was we're going to use the Complete Agent Network to counteract people who want to use Savills because they've got a network of higher end offices. Yeah. So we are nudging on 20 members now in the Complete Agent, and we're growing all the time. So we're going to have I've already got one printed, which is like a nice, classy looking, high end sort of document that we can put in our marketing plan, which shows the locations of all the members across the country and tells the client how we can put your home in front of mid to higher end estate agents across the UK, which counteracts this thing that Savills bloody say, where they've got London buyers. So we're going to give that to all of our members, aren't we, to help them counteract that objection?
Yeah. So have you told the example before about how you won one the other week?
Maybe, but I'll tell it again. So I'm actually doing a photo shoot on that tomorrow. Fingers crossed for the weather. So I went to this property about 3 months earlier. It seemed to go well. I sort of nudged my way back in the door for another chat to try and get them to sign up. And as I sat in the kitchen, I sort of thought I was going back and getting the listing. You know what it's like? I sort of thought, well, I'm just going to say yes because it's gone really well on WhatsApp. Anyway, sat down in the kitchen and he was saying, we really like what you do, but we haven't Savills, and Savills can put it in front of London buyers. So I'd literally had those leaflets printed. They're not leaflets, but they're better than leaflets. I'd literally had those leaflets printed like that day or day before. Holly had it all sorted. So I said, funny you should say that, John. Just bear with me. Nipped out to my car, got one of these things, came back in his kitchen and showed it to him. He was like, oh, brilliant. What a great idea. That's absolutely brilliant idea. Brilliant. So I think that got us the listing, and that's a £1.25 million, 2% house.
Yeah.
25 grand fee. So I think things like that, if you can use things like that, if you are part of a network at all, then try and use that to your advantage. But definitely what I said to this guy was, with the company, it's always Savills we think of because they're our nearest higher end competitor. Obviously around the country they'll have Jackson Stops and all the others. But what I say to people is with Savills, they are an international, massive international company with a network of offices. What we are is we are a local company. So you're getting me, it's my company, it's my name above the door, I live in the area, and a network of offices. So it's far, far better than a faceless international company.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, again, not only have you just kiboshed anything that they thought that they had against you, your own drive, your own passion, your name above the door, and the fact that you've probably got less stock than Savills. Maybe not actually in your local area, certainly, because I know that you're a big player now, but just in general for people listening who haven't got that and just have that sort of like, oh God, I'm up against Savills. It's not the same as I don't think it's the same as it was when I worked at Your Move. I used to go into as soon as I knew I was up against a small independent, I was so confident I was going to win because I had my network of offices to back me up. Yeah, and we all knew back then it was complete bollocks. Yeah, So what's changed? We know what sells houses. We know how to sell. It's how you get it across. So I think you really need to perfect that pitch.
You do, yeah. I think what's changed. I think one of the things that's changed is our ability to create much better marketing as an independent. That's one of the things that's changed. If you look back 15 years, the big corporates had the power of the marketing, didn't they? They had all the fancy brochures and they had much more money to spend on things like that. Whereas the tables have turned a bit now. And with modern technology, small independents really can produce much better quality marketing than the larger corporates. And they have much more freedom to do quick things like a quick live without having to put it through a chain of command of 30 people or whatever.
Hence another thing why video is so important, because they are, more often than not, they will want you. And not the company name above the door anyway. But I mean, obviously, it helps when it's got your name above the door. But I think anybody that's like setting up and trying to make that next step, they just need to understand that that is a USP.
Yeah,
and one that they should really get passionate about. So, you know, we always sort of we do go over a lot of the same things, but that, to me, that's what a estate agency is. It's about being consistent at the same things. Make sure you know what check how you look like what you want to attract, get your personal brand right as well. But then that'll get you, that'll get you through the door. Consistent marketing and marketing mix, that'll get you through the door. But if you're crap in the valuation or you're lacking confidence in the valuation, you're less likely to come away with the win, aren't you? At the fee that you want. So that's the other thing. You need to practice your pitch. Get good. I bet your pitch is similar most times.
Yeah,
it
is. Yeah,
you've got natural rapport building skills. A lot of agents will. That's great, and it'll get you so far. Get good at the data. Yeah. But then get great at telling stories. Get great at passion, and get great at your pitch. Practice it, because I think that there's a big opportunity for independent agents and self-employed agents over the next few years. There has been for a few years, and I think there'll be more.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, and I think now is. I mean, I feel like I've been saying this for several years, really, but I do think in most areas there's still an opportunity, because obviously we mix with the top sort of 1-2% of agents across the country, don't we? So when we see things going out on social, we're like, everyone's doing video, everyone's doing social media correctly, everyone's doing twilights, everyone's doing staging, but they're not. Most aren't. That's the fact. Most aren't. So there's probably an opportunity for you in your area, and there's probably an opportunity for you to expand your horizons a bit around where you think you can cover as well. To target slightly different areas. You've done that, Dave, recently with our letter content, haven't you? And we've certainly done it. You can go into a different postcode that's maybe only 15-20 minutes away that you're not currently targeting.
Do you know what, Ian? I honestly think I could go into a brand new area over the next 3 months, 6 months, and have a really good go at it.
Yeah.
That I know nothing about.
No.
By using the techniques that we use.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, because of the way we've got the brand looking, the way that I've got my personal brand looking, the quality of the letter that we write that resonates with the target audience, and then it's all just down to me. And I've just done it. I think I've told the podcast on 2 or 3 occasions now, but I've just recently gone into a new area where the Q4 letter that we did landed at the end of last year, beginning of this year. I got nothing, absolutely nothing. Did it again in Q1, got 4, and all 4 have come on the market or are coming on the market.
Amazing.
And it's like 8 million quid's worth of property. And I'm not in that area at all. I'm not in it at all. But I am now, once these go live, and that'll just be the springboard to getting others. And I sometimes meet the photographer and the videographer, and they'll come to one of my 800,000, 900,000 pound houses, and I'll say, have you been busy? Yeah, I've just come from one in Prestbury, 6 million quid. And I just think, I'd love to get one of them. And I think, well, why don't I just go and get one, actually? Because I think I could. I know they take longer to sell and stuff, but I genuinely feel like I could go into an area and get them.
I get the principle, yeah. I wouldn't want a 6 million pound house in Prestbury, a fucking nightmare. But yeah, I hear you. I get what you're saying. I think go on. I
think the point is, whoever you are and wherever you are in the country, there's enough business out there for everybody, and it's just about doing the right things at the right time, but doing the basics very well and consistently well.
Yeah, consistency is the key. We've said it so many times, but most people aren't consistent.
No.
I've seen another 2 nibbles this week with Twilights. But this agent, it's like 1 Twilight out of probably 50 listings, 40 listings.
I've seen a few bad ones. They're like the Dawn ones.
Yeah.
The fakies. The fakies. They just look terrible. And what else I've seen? I saw a beauty. I actually lost this one. It was on a mid-range brand, and it was a valuation that I lost. And the lady didn't respond. When you do a follow-up, and I didn't get it, I didn't hear anything back, and then you're just tracking it, and it was just appeared on the market. And they'd clearly said, we do video, we do Twilight. and the video was a slideshow reel of photographs.
Yeah, brilliant.
With a bit of music on the top. The Twilight was clearly a photograph that the vendor had taken in portrait mode on the iPhone with the lights on just at night. That was it. So it was actually pitch black with just the lights on. So it just looked terrible. It was just one of those. It was like a Twilight off Wish. It was really, really bad. But you do, like you say, you get people saying that they can do these things, but it's not the same. And like your USP is you. So I'm pleased to say James Kendall has just arrived back, and we are pleased to have you, Jake.
Terrible. So I've got no idea what you just said there. I'm pleased to say JK.
Yeah, and we're actually, I think we're approaching the end now, mate. It's 45 minutes in.
No, I just want to put out there, I agree with absolutely everything you guys said. I think it's been fantastic.
Oh, well, when you listen back and you just hear us slag you off, that'll come across.
I'm sure it's all justified. I'm sure it's all justified.
No, we've been through quite a few bits there, JK. I know you knew that the agenda was going to go all over the place, and you could have added some great value, I'm sure, but when you listen back, we can pick up on a few bits next week, I think. Have you got anything that you did want to get across, JK, before we... No,
I was just picking on the back of what you said there, really. Like, other agents saying they do video when it is just literally a slideshow. Other agents saying that they do Twilights when it, like you say, Twilights of Wish. The instruction I got today, I actually won off another agent where they said, we don't do Twilights, but, if you just take one on your phone, on your iPhone for us, send it across and we'll stick it online.
Oh, yeah. I had it today in the valuation, actually. Obviously, that one that I talked about at the start where I said they want to go market ready and they're not actually going to sell until either the end of the year or early next year. So it's fine. They're going to pay the marketing fee, etc. But I said, the garden's mint on it. And I said, it's going to look fantastic, this, if we do it all in the sunshine and I'll make it look incredible for you. And he said, I've actually got some brilliant photos of all the flowers at the front, and he brought it over on his phone, and I said, we can't use that. He said, oh really? I've done that before. I've just sent them to the agent. And I said, trust me, you can't use that, but people will just send them over. But yeah, anyway, right, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure. Sort of, JK.
Yeah.
You offered a good 5 minutes there, but it has been an absolute pleasure as always. Ian, do you want to give a bit of a plug for the TCA before we go?
I certainly do. Yes, we had our first day Mastermind last week, as we've said several times, and everyone came away buzzing. We did interviews with everyone afterwards. So for a very, very well priced £497 a month, we give you all of the content that we use to get into other houses, into the higher end houses that we go to, plus that which you can get back. And really, you get us, don't you? So you get our expertise and our knowledge to help you. As we said, we've just come off the back of a member Zoom meeting that we do every month. We're doing a quarterly mastermind, which the next one will be in September, third week in September, we think. We also offer a referral program for members. So if you know anyone that's thinking of joining or would like to have a conversation, please let us know. We'd love a conversation. It's on a postcode exclusivity basis, so you're not going to be with any of your competitors in the room. And we would love to speak to you.
It is. It's a great community. I was saying before we came on with that. We just came off that monthly Zoom call that we have an update every month with our clients, and we were just saying what a great bunch of agents we've got in there. Like you say, non-compete. Some of them have got similar problems. Some of them come up with something different. They're just all great guys, aren't they? And it's nice. And when we did the mastermind in the room last week, it was fun as well. And we had a couple of shandies afterwards as well. So it's a good community that we've got, and I think anybody that's coming into it will get a lot of value from it. So if you are interested, then speak to any one of us, or Aidan.
Yeah.
Speak to us and we'll patch you to Aidan. But no, it is. It's great, and it would be, like you said, I think we're up to 20-ish members now, and we're looking to grow further. There's plenty of room. So if you are interested, please do get in touch. It's great.
Cool,
boys. Thanks
guys. I hope you got lots of value out of my input this week. And
well, you'll have to listen back and take notes, JK. But no, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thanks as always. And thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks,
See you next
everyone.
week.
Bye.